You can share it to your groups. Okay, so we are recording here. So as Carol said, my name is James Ketchum. I'm with a company called Edge Theory. Edge Theory is an official Juice Plus partner. So you can actually find what I'm going to show you tonight in your virtual office, and you might have stumbled on it already. But if you haven't heard about it, we are here to talk about social media. We're here to talk about the Soundboard and the services that Edge Theory provides for Juice Plus reps. So to give you a little bit of background on how we got here, my company, Edge Theory, we're a conversation media company. We provide content as a service to brands large and small and to individuals from lots of different industries who all face the same problem with social media, which is I know it's important and I know I need to do it, but I don't always know what to post and I don't always know what to say and I don't have time to deal with it. And so we built the Soundboard to meet those needs, to help provide healthy living content for you so you can spend less time worrying about social media and more time growing your business and talking to people. We are located in Mississippi. We're just a couple of hours south of the Juice Plus corporate office in Memphis. We got connected actually through an NMD in our area to the corporate office, and over 2 years ago we presented the Soundboard to Jay Martin directly, and he loved it, and so he passed us on to the marketing team. We've been working with Ben Tacker, Meredith Martin, and Katie Maxwell in the corporate office. The original version of the Soundboard launched at the spring conference of 2015. It was a Twitter-only version, and it was kind of a pilot test program, so it was free for users. We tweeted for almost 10,000 people for almost a year. And so as we were working with corporate about a year ago now to get feedback from the field, the feedback was we really like it. We really like the Twitter capabilities. But we also would love to have content that we can post on Facebook and Instagram and all these other platforms where we are and where our businesses are growing. So we rebuilt the Soundboard to facilitate that. And tonight I'm going to show you how all of that works. And so the original Twitter-only version of the Soundboard, which you might have signed up for over the last year and a half, almost 2 years, that ended October 31st. And this version was launched at Fall Conference in St. Louis by Meredith to the NMDs. And so now we are just using calls like this to get the word out about the program. And as we go through this, you'll see tonight the service that we offer, but we also want you all to view Edge Theory as an ongoing educational resource. And we have a lot of social media trainings that are more in-depth than what I can give to you tonight. And those are out there for free, and I'll connect you with those at the end of the presentation. One quick kind of fun note here, we do have a unique link for your team. It's dreamcatchers.juiceplus.vip. As I said, you can get to the Soundboard through your virtual office, but if you use this particular link to sign up, we're giving away Apple Watches, but if you use this particular link, we'll put you in a smaller bucket of a drawing. If you use your virtual office, you still will be entered to win, but you'll go in a much larger bucket for the whole month of February. So this is just kind of a fun incentive. If we get a good amount of signups for this particular team, we'll give this team their own watch. So heads up there. And also, if you've already signed up for the Soundboard in the past and you're just here to learn more, then email me and I'll have that up at the end, and I will make sure your name gets put on the Dreamcatchers list. So that's easy to do. Okay, so when we're thinking about social media and we're thinking about growing your business and having success, we have boiled this down to 5 pillars of success that you've got to be aware of so that your conversations are authentic on social media and so that growth can occur. Okay, so tonight's obviously number one, education about what the various platforms offer out there. Charlotte, I will put all my contact info up at the end for everybody. I have lots of ways you can find me. Content is, of course, king. We know that, again, one of the big complaints with social media is I don't know what to post, and so the Soundboard offers content for you. We also have been working with corporate for a long time, and we're very aware of compliance and what you are and are not allowed to say. so that content that you will be provided meets the requirements that you are under. The third element of this is branding, of course, and you have to think about yourself as a brand, like it or not, as a business owner, as a franchise owner. The way you come across to your audience is very important, so we want to think through that. And then we also want to think through who is your audience. And these social media tools provide an amazing amount of resources and data so that you can gauge audience interest, who your people are, and you can tailor your message to that, which results in conversation. All right, so as we go through this, thinking about all of the capabilities of the different platforms. They're all very different, and they all serve a very different purpose. There's even more platforms that the Soundboard works with. We've been rolling out updates left and right here lately. And then we got to think about content. Again, the Soundboard is going to provide content for you. Now, when we think about content, we take Jay Martin's charge that came out of last fall conference very seriously of how do we help you tell a better healthy living story? We are not here to ram Juice Plus down people's throats. We are here to help you be a healthy living authority to your audience. So we're going to have content around the healthy living lifestyle, healthy recipes, family fitness, business opportunities, those types of things, so that you, again, can come across to your audience not as I'm a Juice Plus rep all day, every day, but I care about your well-being, and let's start with that. Again, thinking through the branding, how do you come across as that healthy living authority, but how do you also inject what you care about and be your real self, on these platforms, so that you are very authentic and represent, your brand well. How do we make you a thought leader? How do we figure out what your audience cares about, and then take that content to them? Because we are past the age of brands just being able to get away with talking about themselves and how great we are. People don't flock to that anymore. You have to know what your audience is talking about, and you have to speak into those conversations, which results in people engaging with your content, making new connection points on these social media platforms. So let's leverage this technology. Let's take these steps, and the result will be that your business will grow because you are making new connections and you are comfortable enough on these platforms to go out and prospect. Everybody wants this to happen. Okay, we all know that. Just creating a Soundboard account is not going to be a default setting for your business to kick into, overdrive overnight, because social media is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It takes time to build relationships and trust. Just like the day you signed up to be a Juice Plus rep, you did not have 50 people call you, "Oh, I can't wait to buy something from you." It's the same thing. When you tweet, on your first tweet, are you going to get 10 sales? No. But over time, you are going to be able to build these authentic conversations to grow your business. So let's talk about the two biggies. Let's talk about Twitter and Facebook. You all are probably all, if not most of you, are on Facebook and using it to grow your business, hopefully. But most of us treat Facebook like a consumption platform. And if you're like me, your Facebook friend network hasn't grown in leaps and bounds a lot, over the past couple of years. And when you first get on the platform, the friend requests just pile in because Facebook's really good at connecting the dots to who you know. But after a while, it kind of settles down. And so when you're making healthy living posts, you're talking to a bit of an enclosed network, but it's a warm network because it's people that you know. So what the Soundboard does for you is to provide content so that you can post it on a regular basis, post that healthy living content so that you can more easily make those connections and start those conversations. So let's go over here. I want to show you an example of this. This is Ruth. Ruth is a Facebook friend of mine, Soundboard subscriber. She is, I want to say she's an NMD, but she lives in New Zealand. And she is on the other side of the world. But she is a Soundboard subscriber. She's really good at social media. She does a lot of personal stuff through it. But here's an example of what the Soundboard provides. So we provide articles, images, and videos for you to share. And here's an example of an article that she posted about, obviously, walking and running. And check out all the conversation that popped up around this. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that you want to have happen, because when this kind of conversation gets rolling and people see you posting this kind of stuff on a frequent basis, you know, if you read all this, you would see none of the conversation turns to Juice Plus here on these particular posts. But what Ruth and people like Jamie Kinsey and other, you know, leaders in the company who are on Soundboard have told me is that they love it because it makes it easier for them to turn the conversation to the product at appropriate times. So, you know, if she ran into one of these people or got into another conversation with one of these people and they kept talking about exercise, well, then she's got a great in to talk about the complete shakes and to talk about, you know, exercise recovery and having the proper nutrition there. So you can see that having this kind of stuff going out on a frequent basis is a wonderful way to tap into, you know, your friend network that is a warm network, and to begin to treat Facebook, you know, not from a over the top kind of way, but just sharing your passion about healthy living. And that's what I love about working with Juice Plus people is, you know, you all do not lead with the product. You lead with the lifestyle, and you lead with truly caring about other people's health. And I think that's one of the big things that sets your company apart. And so continue that, you know, again, tell the better healthy living story, and the business side of it will come. The business opportunities will come. So when you're thinking about Facebook and that warm friend network, okay, think about Facebook as a backyard party, backyard barbecue, where your friends and your neighbors and maybe friends of friends come. But strangers don't come off the street and grab a plate and a drink and sit down and nobody thinks twice about it. That doesn't happen. Twitter is the place where things like that can happen. Okay, so let's think about Twitter now here for a minute. Twitter is a social media platform in that you do build up a follower network, and you do want to grow that follower network. But unlike Facebook, where when you make a post, especially that just goes to your friends, that network's the only people who see it. On Twitter, when you make a post, when you tweet, yes, your followers can see it, but so can everybody else on the entire Twitter platform. Twitter is a completely open, flat, public platform where everybody's statement has the same validity. And I'm going to show you how that works here in a moment. But this is where people's understanding of Twitter sometimes isn't as robust as it is with Facebook, because it doesn't really matter how many followers you have on Twitter, because that's not who you're speaking to. You're speaking to all of Twitter. And so when you're using Twitter the right way, you're being included in very large conversations that are occurring, and you can get found and connected with people who definitely don't know who you are and who probably don't know what Juice Plus is, but are very interested in what you have to say about health and wellness and real food and more fruits and vegetables, because people are looking for that kind of content all the time. So from a comparative standpoint, if Facebook's the backyard party, Twitter is the cocktail party where you don't know anybody. You're rubbing elbows with people. You're trying to make new connections. Everybody's got something interesting to say. And you now have the ability to speak at the party because you're bringing information to it. So the way that Soundboard works, and this is the way that the original Twitter-only version of Soundboard works, is Twitter as a platform allows outside systems like mine at Edge Theory to tweet for its users. So if you pick a Soundboard plan that includes Twitter, we can tweet for you, and we do tweet for you every single day, 2 or 3 times a day, and you don't have to think about it. It goes out through your handle to your followers and to the larger Twitter world. All right, so let's go over here, and I'm going to show you an example of this. So I'm on Twitter, and I have created a search for hashtag healthy, okay? And what hashtags are, if you're not familiar with it, is they are a conversation unifying system. Okay, so think of them as like kind of an indexing thing. And anytime you use a hashtag, your tweet with that hashtag gets included alongside everybody else on Twitter who's using that same hashtag. So I don't follow the large majority of what you see here, but I can see what they have to say with one search because they all have hashtag healthy in their message. Okay, so here is Kathleen. Kathleen is a Soundboard subscriber, and Kathleen has 147 followers, which, you know, in the eyes of the average user of Twitter, we would consider to be a smaller account. But what she has to say, and this is a Soundboard tweet, I know this because my team and I created it. This is a Soundboard tweet. What she has to say about healthy eating, planning dinners ahead of time, is just as valuable as Health Blog that has 166,000 followers, and Gym Freaks UK, which has 10,000 followers. So the point is, it doesn't really matter at all how many followers you have. Don't think that, well, my account's very little, my audience isn't there. Don't make that assumption, because actually Twitter's very powerful in connecting you with people that you don't know and who don't know you, but who are interested in what you have to say. And so then you start to see the notifications come through, and you'll see that people who may or may not even follow your account are still liking and retweeting and talking to you, regardless of whether or not they follow you. That's the nature of the platform. Very open, very public, very powerful. Okay?
Yes.
So let's talk about Soundboard now. What does the Soundboard do? Again, the purpose of the Soundboard is to provide accurate content for you, authoritative, compliant, so that you don't have to worry about content on a day-to-day basis. Okay? Again, from a mechanical perspective, on Twitter, we can automate it for you. Once you sign up, you hook your Twitter account to our system with one button, and we'll tweet for you through your handle. Now, all these other platforms that we work with, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Instagram, Pinterest, none of those allow auto posting. So what we offer is, content that in one central location where you can go, and in just a few clicks you can share all this stuff. Okay, so let's go over here and head to this link that you keep seeing on every page, dreamcatchers.juiceplus.vip. Notice there's no www. All right, and so here we are at the Dreamcatchers network. You can take the time to read all this if you want. I'm not going to go through it all right now, but let's go ahead and show you what the different offerings are. So we're going to hit pricing here. Notice that all plans come with a 10-day free trial. Okay, you have 10 days to kick the tires, see what you think, and then you can cancel if you want, and you have no commitment. From there, it is a month-to-month commitment, and you can, you know, we hope you get on and love it, but you can quit at any time. There's no commitment. So what the plans offer is this. For $5 a month, this used to be the free version of Soundboard. This is now in the hands of distributors or Juice Plus reps to decide whether or not they want it. But for $5 a month, we will tweet for you every single day. At least 2 tweets will go out every day. A lot of them have good-looking photos. And we frequently tweet out the link to your specific Juice Plus site. Okay, so if a sale were to come through, you would get the credit. We were not sending people just to the .com, the juiceplus.com general site, where they would be connected with who knows what Juice Plus rep. Okay, so again, this is automated and only through Twitter. This is a pretty hands-off approach for you. But this is what most people want, because this is access to the content that you can post across your Facebook personal wall, Facebook groups that you manage, Facebook business page, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, all these other things. So you can take the time, you post it when you want. You can post as frequently or infrequently as you like, and I'll show you mechanically how it works, but just a couple of clicks. It's super easy. It's all optimized for mobile. You can do 100% of this through your phone. Okay, so that's what this is. For $15 a month, you can get access to all that, plus we'll tweet for you. Okay, so that's the difference here. This does include the automatic Twitter. This does not. Regardless of what you want, you hit try it now, And then we need to know, of course, who you are, right? So give us your name, and then give us an email. And I do this a lot, so I have to trick the system and make up fake emails every time. And now it's going to ask for your website. So you have two options here. Option one is you can put in your Juice Plus site. I think this is a good option because this is what we're going to tweet out for you. But if you are one of these folks who is building a brand where Juice Plus is one part of your offering, and you have your own website and you would like that promoted, then by all means put that here. Okay, whatever you want. But either way, we're going to promote that for you. And then give us a password, and it will create your account. Now it's going to bring you to the screen, and it's going to ask you for the distinction. Would you rather have a monthly or an annual plan? Okay, annual plan gives you two big ups. One, it gives you 2 months for free. So multiply all these times 10 instead of times 12. The other thing is if you register for an annual subscription, you get a free half-hour one-on-one Zoom call, social media training with me or somebody on my team, and we will walk you through anything that you have questions about. If you are a social media superstar, we will take you and plumb the depths of Hootsuite. If you are just getting started, we will help you and answer any and all questions that you may have about, Twitter or Facebook or whatever. So when you click over to annual, even though it looks like it's trying to prorate this per month, I want to point out that it does bill you for the whole amount after your 10-day free trial, okay? But you pay up front and then you have a whole year. So whatever you want to do, you hit subscribe, and then your credit card number pops up, and boom, there you go. I'm not going to do that because I don't want my card number on YouTube. So once you have completed that, let's hop over here, and I want to show you the soundboard. Okay, so this is the soundboard. It does not require an app for you to download. It's a website. You're going to get to it, you just revisit this juiceplus.vip site, and you're going to hit sign in up at the top here. Works on mobile. Everything works great on mobile. And so this is what you see after you log in. And every single one of these is an article or an image or video that you can share across your social media channels. All right, so here's how easy it is. You pick something that you want. This was a fun article about urban gardening, which is a great connection to Tower Garden in some urban areas. It had a funny video. These kids made a rap song about growing lettuce and stuff. So what we've done, and if you're a Soundboard user in the past, we've actually changed this up a little bit, but we're actually displaying the entire article here now. We've had a lot of folks say, this is a live link to the article. If you wanted to go read it, you can that way. But now that we kind of scraped the whole thing and put it here so you can skim it if you want. And then we've got this nice big share article button here. So when you click this, you now see suggested message. Okay, so our philosophy again at Edge Theory is we're trying to meet your pain point with you don't know what to post. Okay, well here's the article to post. We're trying to meet your pain point with social of I don't know what to say. So in this suggested message, we're actually providing text for you to accompany your post if you choose to use it. You do not have to. If you don't like it, you can hit get new message here. And this is funny. This is a lyric from the rap song. So now you see all these buttons. Okay, so we've got our suggested message, and we've got all these buttons down here. This will share to your Facebook personal wall. This will share to a Facebook group that you manage or a business page if you have one of those. Obviously, this will go to Twitter. So you have two options here. One is if we're tweeting for you, you can add to it. Or if you pick the $10 plan that does not include us tweeting for you, you can still use this stuff on Twitter. It just, we're not doing it for you. LinkedIn is a great business platform to connect with, kind of more of a business-to-business minded thing, but it's a great place to network and I think put business-minded articles. This is an email button. So if you keep customers in an email database and you want to email them an article, I think this is a great way to touch customers in a, hey, I was thinking about you. I know you're a runner. Saw this great article. Here you go. And it's a nice customer touch apart from hey, it's time to renew, or, are you out of product? So just show them you're thinking about them. Of course, Pinterest works with our images, which I'll show you in a minute, and then we'll hold off on these two guys for now. So we hit the Facebook button. We're going to get this nice share on Facebook button, and then we get a pop-up here. And it auto-copied our text, so we are going to paste in this text, and then you can add to it if you want. You can change it up, whatever you want to do, and then you hit post. So I know I've talked through the process and slowed it down a little bit here, but in 90 seconds and in 3 clicks, you can post. You have a good-looking, healthy living article go out through your Facebook page. All right, same thing works with your business page. If you are running a business page, or if you are a part of a group on Facebook, that a topical group, a healthy living group, we're going to share. But now we're going to pick this widget, which functions a little differently. So we want to share this on Facebook, and now we can click our own personal timeline, or we can share it directly to a friend, or in a group that we're a part of, or on a page that we manage. Okay, I think this is an amazing prospecting idea here, because there's so many open groups on Facebook that are about vegan lifestyle, or healthy recipes, or gluten-free, or exercise tips. And you can, these groups have thousands of members. You can join these groups. You can comment on other people's posts to make new friends, and you can start posting into these groups and show up as, hey, I'm here to offer something, and people will begin commenting on your posts, and you have a whole new network of people that you can connect with. So if you start typing, here's a group I'm a member of, Omi's Healthy Eating. There's like 10,000 people in this group. You can post it straight into this group, and what a great way to network. All right, so then you post, boom. Again, just a couple of clicks, it's out and it's done, and now you are part of the conversation, okay? Instead of just thinking in terms of being a consumer on Facebook. Now, a lot of people say, okay, James, this is really cool. We like the articles, but it's not me to share articles all the time. So that is why we have started building images. We build all of these in-house. There is no copyright associated with any of these, so do what you want with them. So we have GIFs, these kind of fun little motion graphics, or we make all these meme style kind of healthy quotes in-house. So you can click on these, you can see this, you can share it on Facebook, it works the same way, or Pinterest is a great place to put stuff like this. Same way though, just share on Facebook, boom, 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 paste in that hashtag, and you're done, okay? Now, again, the goal of this is to provide for you content, but this is where a lot of people say, okay, James, this is really cool. I got to get my head around this, but you're telling me you're going to tweet for me every day. That sounds really helpful. But you're also telling me I have to come to the Soundboard every day because you can't auto post for me on Facebook. Okay, that is true, but I have a solution. Oops, sorry, wrong button. I have a solution, and the solution is these free services out there that complement what we do on Soundboard. There's 2 different ones, Buffer and Hootsuite. They are both free.com sites, and they both have free apps that work on your phone if you do 100% of what you see through mobile. The upside of these services is they let you connect multiple social media profiles in one hub, but the big upside is that they let you schedule content out ahead of time, okay? So if you take that concept of the Soundboard providing the content and Buffer giving you the ability to schedule posts out, then you can book 30 minutes a week for this. Get all your posts scheduled out, and then you have one job, and your job is to stay on top of your notifications. Okay, so this is where you've got to make sure your Twitter app on your phone is downloaded, you're signed in, and your notifications are turned on. your Facebook app is on your phone and your notifications are turned on, so that when these messages begin to pick up engagement, you can respond. And we have lots more training to offer you. I can't get into all of that right now on best practices and etiquette. But you definitely have connection points with people when they start reacting to your content. And that is the first step in not only prospecting, but in growing your business on these platforms and making these new connections, because that's how you know you're getting involved in these larger conversations, okay? So let's hop over here to Buffer. I do want to show you this. So what Buffer does is, again, like I said, it lets you connect multiple social media profiles. So you can connect your Twitter, your Facebook, LinkedIn. If you're not familiar with Google+, it was Google's attempt to take on Facebook years ago, and it has largely failed, but it still exists. You can add one profile per platform to Buffer for free. If you would like to add your personal Facebook and a business page that you manage or a group that you're a part of, if you want to add more than one profile per platform, you have to upgrade to their $10 a month plan. This is a completely separate company, separate service from Soundboard, but we do integrate with it, okay? So just be aware of that. If you want to turn into a power user on this overnight, you probably are going to need to upgrade to their $10 a month. Let me show you how this works. So back over here on our Soundboard, we've got all these great articles. Here was an interesting one about sugar being so bad for ADHD brain. I thought it was pretty interesting. So we're going to come down here. You can skim the article if you choose. We're going to share. And now we have, again, our suggested text. So each of these first 6 buttons, if you press them, it will go out on that respective platform right now. But we don't want it to go out right now. We want to schedule it. So we're going to hit the Buffer square hamburger. And this is going to bring up our Buffer scheduler. So you will notice I've got my personal Facebook, my personal Twitter, and my personal LinkedIn all connected. The other upside of Buffer is that it lets you send out content on multiple platforms at the same time, which is a great idea because you're talking to totally different audiences. Now, here's what it's going to look like when it goes out on Twitter and LinkedIn. Okay, now you can turn these off if you don't want them to go out on certain platforms. So you can just decide. I always send everything out on everything because why not? Now, Buffer, we're working on this. This is a Buffer issue. Buffer does not actually automatically copy this text. So you might need to come back over here and copy it if you choose to use it. And this is what it's going to look like on Facebook. All right. And then a nice looking article and the link. So we're going to come down here and I want to click this arrow and I want to schedule this post. There's a couple of choices here, but we want to schedule this. So typically, peak Facebook hours are about 6 to 8 a.m. and usually about 6 to 9 p.m. at night. Okay, that's typical. Now you may find different in your area, but that's Facebook averages. So you want to think about posting stuff and being at the top of people's feeds when they're most likely to stare at their phones. So in the morning when they're slurping coffee, and in the evenings after dinner and getting home and getting settled. So we want to schedule this post to go out tomorrow. It's almost 10 o'clock where I am. I'm in Central Time. So I've missed my Facebook window for tonight. So I want this to go out tomorrow morning. And now we're going to schedule. Takes a moment for it to add it to our Buffer profile, and then it brings us right back to Soundboard. Okay, so again, I've talked it through, slowed it down, but you can see in just a handful of clicks, you can get your content scheduled out. So the Buffer free version lets you schedule out up to 10 posts. So if you are scheduling on average 2 posts a day, then you can schedule up to 5 days worth of stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and schedule for tomorrow night. We've got our morning post scheduled. So let's go ahead and hit Buffer here. And again, our composer is going to come up. Now watch what happened. The suggested text this time was too long for Twitter. Remember, Twitter's got a 140 character maximum. So you have 2 choices here. you can either chop this up and make it fit, or don't worry about it and just turn it off for Twitter on this time. All right? So because we still have a good looking Facebook and LinkedIn post. Actually, this post is a little weird for LinkedIn, so I'm going to turn that one off too, because Facebook's what we mostly care about anyway. So we're going to paste in our good suggested text here, and now we're going to schedule this for tomorrow night during peak hours. So now, in, again, just a handful of clicks, just a few minutes, our social media content for the next 24 hours is completely taken care of. We don't have to worry about coming to the soundboard again and scheduling. And if you will just take 20 or 30 minutes, maybe twice a week tops, to schedule your stuff out ahead of time, then you are going to be so far ahead of the game. And then you can sit back, make sure your notifications are turned on, but that's your first step into having that robust social media presence, that authoritative presence, and putting yourself out there in a way that you can get connected with new people. Now, I want to show you two more features, but I wanted to point this out here. When you're in the soundboard, this is actually a little icon up here. So when you click on this, we've got some features up here I wanted to make sure you're aware of. Submit an article. If you have something particularly interesting to you, we would love to know about it. So you can hit submit an article, and you can just drop in a URL here, and we'll take a look at it and probably add it to the soundboard. If you want to tell us about it, you can. The other thing is that we have a pretty robust help center here. We're adding articles to this all the time. We've got 90-second videos, quick little walkthroughs on how to do things. And then we've even got some really deeper level trainings on Twitter in particular, because I know that one's got the most learning curve attached to it. It's definitely the weirdest platform. So that is there. Very helpful. So now I want to show you, I'm going to actually turn the share off on my desktop, and I want to take you over to my phone, and I want to show you two more features that are only available on mobile devices. I'm going to switch this here. Got to push a few extra buttons to make this work. Okay, so here we are at our phone desktop. So the first thing we want to do is go to the soundboard. So we're going to go to juiceplus.vip or dreamcatchers.juiceplus.vip. You don't have to type it all in each time. You can just type juiceplus.vip. And we're going to go. And this is going to bring us to the site. And then at the top right, we want to hit the three lines. And then we're going to hit sign in. I'm probably already signed in, so it saved it. You might have to put your email address. You will have to put your email address and password in the first time you do this. So first thing to make life simple for yourself is we want to bookmark this page. So this button at the bottom with the square with the arrow coming out of this, I'm going to hit this. And you notice in the bottom right, it says add to home screen. Whenever you hit that on a web page, it will turn the web link into a desktop icon that functions like an app, so you don't have to type in the web address every time. So when you hit this, you can name it whatever you want. I just left it as this, links, social media soundboard. I've already added it, so I'm going to cancel this and go to my home screen here and show you. But this, oops, where'd it go? But this icon here in the bottom right, which says links, just tap that, and then every time it'll bring you to the soundboard. And we update the soundboard every day, so it will always bring you to the freshest content. Now, two functions that are unique to mobile here. The first one is when you tap this, you're going to have another share button that's not available on desktop, and that is texting. So we have found texting to be another great customer retention tool. Think of it like that. It's a great way to touch people and text somebody an article and say, hey, I was thinking about you. Know you're running a lot this winter in the cold. Here's a great article. And so if you find your article that you want and you hit text, it's going to take you over to the messaging app. And then we can send this to, I'm going to send this to my boss. He runs all the time. So you hit go. In iOS, now this does this great thing of turning your articles into like a good looking image like it would on Facebook. So you can see up above, this is an article that he texted me today from the soundboard, from a different soundboard. So this is a pretty cool way, and then you can follow that up with saw this and thought of you, right? Super easy way to touch that customer, let them know you're thinking about them, apart from, hey, it's time to renew. So I think that's pretty cool. The other thing that's unique to being on the mobile versus the desktop is the way that Instagram works. Okay, so let's go ahead and search here, and we want to search for an image because we have lots of those in here. I'm not quite sure why that article's showing up as image. I'll have to figure that one out. And the Apple article showing up as an image. But again, we have all these nice quotes that we build in-house. And so here's what you do. You pick one that you like. And then at the top where it says love yourself - image only, that is actually a link to the image itself. Okay. So instead of doing share image, notice there is no Instagram button here. That is because Instagram doesn't want you to be able to easily share any and all things from the web to their platform. They want you tied to your camera roll. They want it to be very personal. You can't share articles on LinkedIn, on Instagram. So here's how we get around that. Let's scroll back up to the top and let's hit love yourself - image only. And that brings us to the actual image. And now we're just going to tap and hold on this. My phone has a cracked screen. All right, there it goes. We're going to tap and hold on it. And then now we're going to hit save image. And when we do that, it saves it to our camera roll. Now this one is a little rectangular. So I'm going to go ahead and find one that is also pretty square, just so we have some options here on Instagram to make it look good. Let's grab this one. All right, so we're going to hit be better, and that's going to take us to the image. If my broken phone will cooperate. All right, well, I've got a bunch saved. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just go on ahead and go on over to Instagram. All right, so now when you are ready to create a post, you do it just like you normally would. And so this one is a little rectangular, so we'll have some white space on the top if we chose to use that. But the image itself is there just like anything else on your camera roll would be, like these terrific pictures of my 6-year-old taking pictures of her face. All right, so they're all just sitting here for you to use because you've saved them to your camera roll. Now you do next, and you can of course do whatever filters you want to it. But then Instagram also has this cool thing, and I'm sure you know if you're a frequent user of this, is when you start typing a hashtag, Instagram does a really good job of telling you what hashtags are active right now. So healthy food doesn't necessarily fit this one, but healthy lifestyle does, healthy life. So here's some great, really active, what am I trying to say? Hashtags to use. And now your post will go out with a good looking hashtag, and you will get found by new people. Okay, so that's a great way to leverage Soundboard content, get around Instagram's limitation, and still get some good looking stuff out there. All right, so let me hop back over to my desktop here. And I want to go ahead and put this up. So here's all the ways to find us. Again, use that Dreamcatcher's link to sign up and be registered for the Apple Watch drawing. You can email me, you can tweet at me, you can box me, And that Facebook page, please join us at the Facebook page, the Healthy Living Soundboard Facebook page. This is where we have a lot of announcements about our ongoing social media training. So I just wrapped up a 6-week series, and I'm about to start another one next week. I usually do these in the daytime on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Central. I know that's probably weird times for you if you're in Hawaii, but we record them all and post all of them on the Facebook page. We also have on Thursdays an ongoing kind of open social media Q&A. I'll just put a Zoom line up and open it for anybody who wants it. And I'll just sit there and answer whatever questions you have, and we'll talk through anything that you're, want to know more about. So 2 really great resources there. So that you can get not only the most out of your Soundboard subscription, but really begin to take a lot of comfort and a lot of ownership in your profiles. And I know it, I do it, but most of us are just consumers on these platforms. We hop on, we scroll, we read, we get entertained, we hop off. But by contributing to these conversations, by being that authority, you're really putting yourself out there as somebody who knows what they're talking about and who cares about connecting with other people. So again, in those trainings, we have a lot of in-depth on how to go about that on the platforms with etiquette and notifications and all those things. So please check those out. But I hope you've seen through tonight how the Soundboard functions, how the Soundboard's designed to provide content for you, to take that content burden off, to take that what do I say burden off, and coupled with Buffer or Hootsuite to take that time burden off of you as well. So I know I've given you lots and lots of info. And let's see, got a question coming through here. What time on Thursdays? So Thursdays are usually 10 a.m. Central for that open Q&A session. Okay, let's see. Yes, you're welcome. One more chat question coming through. Yes, Carol, by all means.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, all I wanted to share with you is, this is great, but the meat of the whole thing and the business building comes in on how you handle and respond to the notifications, the people that comment, and so on. So I want to really urge you to get onto the training that James is having, because this is great. We can all post till we're blue in the face, and if people are responding and you're not responding back to them, you have nothing. Okay, you're just entertaining people. So I just think that's the critical piece now, absolutely critical, now that you have a general idea, because I'll tell you, James, most of the people our age, my age, are, not the young people, don't get this and how powerful it can be in the connections that you're making. So I just wanted to put that out there, that notifications of who's responding and your response to them and how to respond to them is now the take it to the bank part of this.
That's right. That's right. So Ed is asking, is there some age-appropriate content? I guess by that, do you mean inappropriate? I would say no. We of course, there's some healthy pregnancy stuff in there and some healthy breastfeeding tips kind of articles, but nothing that I think that 99% of you would have trouble, posting to all age audiences. But, one caveat with that, and I'll just bring this up because, y'all are on the web, you know how this works, but a lot of, where'd my other one go? A lot of websites, make their money now by ads. And so when you go to the actual post and, when you link your article, when people scroll down, so we're on HuffPo here. I don't know if they do it or not. Yeah, so this is a system called Outbrain down here that doesn't necessarily link you to articles within the platforms, but it links you to articles, around the web. And sometimes these images are just atrocious clickbait. and there's nothing we can do about that. I mean, you know, this is the way that websites advertise now. And so that's out there. But I think anybody who's on the web, you know, at this point is aware of it. There are, you know, ad blockers you can put in place. I hope that answers your question, and that's, if that's what you meant. But the content that's on Soundboard, you know, we screen everything. So we're not trying to put anything out there that would be offensive in any way. Okay, I'm going to send you off with one last little tidbit here. Best practices for Twitter, especially if you are new to Twitter. I'm going to pick on somebody who's hopefully not on this call. So if you are new to Twitter and you're thinking, okay, it is time that I created an account, or maybe you set up one a long time ago and the original version of Soundboard has been tweeting for you, but you haven't thought about it again. It is high time to clean up your profile and let people know that you are a real person. So I'm gonna go to my follower list here, and let's pick up. I saw one not too far down just the other day of what not to do. Okay, Crystal, if you're on the call, I'm sorry. Crystal here, in her defense, she just joined Twitter, so we're going to cut her a little slack. But when you create an account on Twitter and you don't put any personal information into it, your icon is an egg, which means you are an egghead, which means you have not yet hatched and flown off into Twitter land. Please, if you do nothing else, take the time to put an image here. If you don't like your face, then put a picture of product or a sunset, but put something here to let other Twitter users know that you are a real account. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands, of fake accounts on Twitter that are just sitting there as eggs, and people will not engage with your content if you are an egg. Second thing is this big banner background back here. I know it's wide, it's a totally weird shape, but you need to put something back there that's nice and stretched out so that you at least have, you know, an image, and make sure that it's high res so it doesn't come across as too grainy. The next no-no that Crystal has done is, I guess Crystal Reynolds is a common enough name that she couldn't get Crystal Reynolds for her Twitter handle. This is your Twitter handle, the one after the @ symbol. So if you can't get what you want, Twitter recommends a Twitter name for you. And I can tell that this is a Twitter recommended name because it's always your first name and some garbage numbers after it. Do not accept what Twitter wants to give you here, because you're not going to remember it, and nobody else is ever going to remember it. Okay, if you try to even put it on a business card or something, people are not going to take the time to track it down. So if you do have a Twitter name like this, you can change it, and I highly encourage you to do so. Be creative, first initial, last name, and JP, you know, Juice Plus Mom 12, you know, a number in it like that's fine, but this 7-8 digit thing, don't do that. The other thing that you need to do is you need to take the time to fill out the bio line here. It's short, it's only 140 characters. Be succinct, but tell the world what's going on. Here's a great example. Heidi has, I don't know what the Diamond Club is, but Heidi is, hey, peoples of the world, loving life. She's hashtag Juice Plus, best mom, gorgeous partner. Okay, so she's clearly interested in fitness. She's a mom. She's from the UK, and she's put her website here. Now, she didn't put her Juice Plus website here, which I'm kind of surprised about, but it does let you put a link here. And once you get going on Twitter, Twitter tells you how many people actually visit your profile, so you can click on, you know, anybody's image and go to their home screen, and this is what you see. And if you put your link to your JP site here, you will get hits on that. So be aware of that. That's a good practice. So Anne-Marie, crazy name here. I bet you money this is a fake account. This, terrific. You got a husband and wife couple here, Juice Plus. I don't know their names, but we know what they're about, okay? Great example. Melissa, you got a nice looking picture, beautiful picture of vegetables, a little bit of info about her. First initial, last name, JP Mom. Great job, okay? Something like that. So just be aware of that when you're setting up your account. We have lots more tidbits like that if you'll come check out these trainings. But a lot of people create their Twitter account when they sign up for Soundboard. So just wanted you to be aware of that. So, okay, that's what I have to say, have to share. Thank you all so much for joining us. I know for some of y'all it's really late. Vox me, email me if you have any more questions, and we hope to see you on the Soundboard and join us for those trainings.
Thank you, James.
Okay, happy to do it. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye.